And if it's not Dar es Salaam, then well, it is pretty close to the equator, but if it's not there, then it should be somewhere over here. I'm gonna regret this. I'm going to switch over at the last minute here. Let's go in. What is going on, guys? Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Now, if you've ever played the world map, you'll realize that there's only about 60 to 70 countries actually on there that have Google Street View. However, today, as I've done a few times on the channel before, we'll be playing a world without Google Car Meta, which essentially has every single country in the world. So, going to be much more difficult, but we're going to see if we can pull any good guesses here, especially considering that there's so many clues that we're not familiar with. So we'll play 1 minute and 30 seconds per round, no moving as usual, and let's see how we can do on today's video. Okay, so we do have striped poles here. We appear to be driving on the right-hand side of the road, so that helps out. And let us check out what these number plates are like for the other part. So, we appear to have some Arabic here. That's always a good clue. As for the number plates, they don't appear to have any strip on them or anything like that. We have a lot of palms as well. So that is really interesting. I was not necessarily thinking of countries with palms for this one. So we do obviously seem to be in the Middle East or North Africa, probably the Middle East here. But I just want to see someone or something. What we have is that it's Arabic, a bit tropical, and driving right-hand side of the road. So I was thinking maybe southern Iran, southern Pakistan, maybe something in the Arabian Peninsula. Maybe even something in Northern Africa. I don't know, it could be like Northern Somalia, Djibouti, Eritrea, something like that. But I think I'm actually going to lean maybe like southern Iran here. And one thing I noticed is that these poles here are metal. And you will often see those in Iran, I think, like a pole like this. So that's pretty much my only clue here. I might go here. Let's see if I'm right. And this one was actually in Israel, in the Gaza Strip, actually. So in the 1950 Armistice Agreement line. So there you go. I don't think I've ever had a round on the Gaza Strip before, but that is what it looks like. And we do not end up with many points here, unfortunately. We still got the right continent, though. So the next round here, we have these striped holes again. Okay. This one kind of looks like the UAE. Okay, interesting. Like a yellow border around this pole, around this arrow set. We have a Muslim crescent here. In terms of the license plates, they seem to be white. These cars are almost all Asian cars, actually. Okay, good to know. Okay, so it seems to be pretty much speaking pure Arabic here. So for that reason, I found that this map and a couple of the other maps with world coverage have a lot of Middle East. It seems like the Middle Eastern people like to upload a lot of photospheres and stuff like that. So I'm thinking Afghanistan is possible here, maybe Kabul. Iran's also possible. Thinking also of the Arabian Peninsula, this could be Saudi Arabia. We've got a bit of English here, which is interesting. Medical something. So I mean, Pakistan's possible as well. I just don't really know. But I'm actually considering switching back over to the UAE here. It's a little hilly. Kabul would probably be too mountainous. So let's switch back over this direction. Maybe Kuwait. I don't mind Kuwait. That probably has a bit of English going on. Might not be hilly enough. Bahrain? Well, we're running out of time here. But I'm just going to go for Kuwait here. Okay, it was UAE right down south. So that's why there was a bit of English going on. Probably should have stuck with UAE, but we still are on the right peninsula and we still get 3,000 points, so not too bad. I don't know too much about Kuwait in all honesty. Seems like we might have a black screen here for this round, unfortunately. And no, we've been saved. So, lacking a front plate here, that's good to know. Okay, so feeling kind of like the Americas here. It almost looks like Florida or something like that. We have a lot of like pines and stuff like that. I don't know, these trees kind of look more Americas than anything to me. And this is an American car, so that would fit. Yeah, see these are pines, but we also have a lot of like tropical kind of vegetation as well. On a dirt road here. So let's think. If we were around Florida, we could be in the Bahamas. That's possible. I think Bahamas probably uses front plates. Puerto Rico is possible. Hey, this could just be a rural Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is pretty mountainous. In fact, yeah, it's actually super mountainous. Like, is there anywhere flat like this in the whole island? So maybe not Puerto Rico then. Okay. US Virgin Islands, similarly mountainous. Probably not anywhere rural enough either. So it's actually kind of a tough choice here. Lacking front plates with American cars, huh? We could be in Jamaica. We could be in rural Jamaica. I don't mind that. Yeah, but wait, which side of the... We're not going to actually be able to check, but the steering wheel is on the left side, so no, we can't be in Jamaica. So let's just click back on Puerto... Okay, well, it's just Florida. So there you go. I thought it looked like Florida straight off the bat, but there was a little hill. Was there a little hill in the background, or was I thinking of a previous round? Anyway, Florida, very, very flat state, and yeah, it's going to be pretty prone to going underwater if sea level rises, I think. So Yoshla Markazi, okay, so we're in some kind of market. She's got a headdress on. Okay, so got plenty of clues to work with just at the moment. Looks like ex-Soviet. Looks ex-Soviet to me. These like Russian-looking buildings. So we are speaking Cyrillic, and like a mural on the wall here. This could be Russia, in all honesty. We've got the long white plates. This could just be Russia. If it was Russia, it's very flat, but I would expect it to be somewhere down here. We could be in like one of these towns down here near Dagestan. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind something like this, because it feels rather dry, but the architecture and everything does feel more Russian than anything else to me. So it's certainly possible. Just trying to look here. Actually, a lot of the cars are actually GM cars, and I know that they have a ton of GM cars in Uzbekistan, so maybe this is actually just Uzbekistan. Actually, yeah, so this one I think is, and these ones are over here. This one, not that. I don't know, I think I'm right here. I think we might be. Yeah, okay. And that was Uzbekistan, so there we go, country streak of 1, yes. The first good guess of the video. Of course, we were way further this direction, so I probably should have gone there, but hey, that's a good guess. So that was a little thing I learned from playing the Yandex coverage where and someone commented saying pretty much there's like a complete monopoly in Uzbekistan for GM cars, so pretty interesting. Anyhow, here we have rear yellow plates. In fact, some of the front plates are yellow as well. So let's see. Chumvi, Bora, Wa, Familia, Yako. So only one word I can figure out there. This woman almost looks like Filipino, but this woman looks African. We are driving left-hand side of the road with yellow plates on the rear. Could this be Tanzania? I think this could be Tanzania. Alternatively, if we're driving left-hand side of the road, if it's not Tanzania, I'm not quite sure. We have a lot of Asian cars. In fact, essentially every car is Asian here, but I do think it should be Africa, not Asia, surely. Caribbean? Is it possible to be Caribbean? I guess so. I guess Caribbean is still possible here, but something about it feels more African to me. I feel like if it was Caribbean, they might be speaking English. Well, there's a bit of English here, so not entirely clear to me where I should go here. It seems very tropical, that's the problem. I don't know if Dar es Salaam would be this tropical, you know? And if it's not Dar es Salaam, then it is pretty close to the equator, but if it's not there, then it should be somewhere over here. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna switch over at the last minute here. Let's go over here. No, that's not what I wanted to see. Oh no. Right, well, we probably would have had near on a 5k there, but yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. I wasn't trusting myself, and we ended up clicking on Dominica, so not exactly what I wanted to see, but let's see if we can do better in the second game. Not to worry, it can still go well here. Yeah, so not the best choice. It has to happen sometimes. Okay, we have striped curbs here. We do have some police cars. They're actually Korean cars, I think. Maybe some Daewoo's or something, but obviously this is not Korea. We have some horse-drawn carriages as well. And one thing I've noticed right here is we've got Pepsi, Pepsi, and Pepsi. And one thing I know is that they really like Pepsi in the Middle East. I particularly remember that the Pakistani cricket team would always have Pepsi ads on their uniform, so thinking about that. I don't think this is Pakistan, but because we appear to be driving right hand side of the road, but you know, it's interesting little thought there. Gree, we have no okay, he's probably wearing a national jersey for his soccer team maybe, so if it's a red uniform, let's think. So the country seems to have like some ancient architecture here as well. Could be Northern Africa, to be fair. So yeah, it could be like Libya or something, I think, because of this architecture, somewhere where people have been a long time. So I'm thinking of like Tripoli or something here, or yeah, maybe Algeria as well. Could really be Algeria. Algeria's got a lot going on over here. I think I'll stick with Tripoli, but yeah, this could just be back in the Middle East, like I said. So let's find out here. And okay, this was Egypt, so at least we got the fact that it was Africa. We were right on the Nile here in Luxor, and yeah, not bad, but not terrific either. But I'm enjoying it. I'm going decently this game, apart from that Dar es Salaam guess. And this one looks like Australia. In fact, I don't think it wouldn't be. But whereabouts in Australia would it be though? Maybe a familiar face here, some early Australian explorer. This could be South Australia. Really could be. It's very dry. If I had to say, I'd probably say this is like Northern Victoria. Some like little town in Northern Victoria. You can go in Tittybong. Wouldn't mind that. But yeah, I do think that... Can we see any logos or anything? I do I'm relatively confident that this is Australia. So apart from that, the question is the state, and I'm just not sure. This looks really old. Looks like an old memorial, so somewhere where people have been living a long time. I think this is a decent guess, actually. Could be South Australia, could be Victoria, maybe New South Wales as well. And okay, this is, wow, this is way out in South Australia, so this is right near Inaminka. I've actually never heard of Inaminka, but it's on the Cooper Creek River. And what's it near? So yeah, I've never even... my friends recently went on a road trip. You can watch a video of me guessing their road trip locations, and they were out this way, and I think they went to Birdsville, or they went near there and drove through the Simpson Desert, but yeah, I've never heard of this place. And it's right near Queensland. It's actually bordering Queensland, not Victoria. Still 3,000 points is fine, but I would have liked to have guessed better there. A very interesting soil colour, considering it was so far out in the outback. You normally associate it being a bit more red. This looks like Russia to me, but let's take a little bit of a better look here. We're inside a forest. The poles are painted white at the bottom. Yeah, I do think this is Russia. But the buildings, a couple of the buildings are red brick, so that is interesting. It's almost something I associate a little bit more with like Kyrgyzstan or something like that. So I'm thinking, could it be even in Could it be in Bishkek? I don't know if that's a terrible guess, but the problem is that does put us a fair way away from Russia. Huh. So let's just have a final look around here before we take our guess. The architecture over here doesn't quite seem properly Russian, but this like playground and, well, I don't even know what it is, but this like kind of these structures over here do, and the fact that it's all in snow, of course. So maybe I will switch back to Russia here. I'll go in Chelyabinsk, but I hope it's not going to be back in Kyrgyzstan. And yeah, this was in Ukraine. Okay, so that's probably explains like the brick on the building a little bit. I guess they're probably more likely to use it over in Ukraine, but yeah, we probably would have had just about as bad points if we went anywhere else we were thinking of, so that's fine. And here we actually do have some car meta. It's very, very remote. I feel like this is northern. I do feel like this is northern. So it kind of feels like, not gonna lie, it kind of feels like the round that we had near Magadan recently on this road here. But if we were, let's see, so people guessed around here. If we were there, we would see mountains. So can we see any mountains? No. So then the question is, well, we do kind of see some to our north there. So yeah, I don't really think it's there, but it kind of feels more like Asian Russia to me. So if it is just going to be flat, maybe I'll go over here and hedge my bets. But yeah, definitely feels like Asian Russia. Oh, the steering wheel is on the right-hand side of the road here, so actually I'm thinking Sakhalin, because I know that if the steering wheel is on the right, then the car is made for left-hand drive, even though it's driving right-hand side of the road. So that's an illegally imported car. So for that reason, if we are going kind of, yeah, roughly north to south, that would also fit. So let's put our marker down here, and let us say that we're not right on the coast here, so somewhere a bit inland. This one could work. Do we have a train track running alongside us? I don't see any, and we're also in a town. So let's say we are here. Still not entirely happy, but it'll have to do, I think. And that was in Yakutsk. Sure enough, that was in Yakutsk, so the coldest city in the world. If you watch my last video with GeoPeter, then you realize I put a location there for him. And yeah, coldest city in the world right there. I can't believe I didn't get that, and we couldn't see the river. If we could see the river, maybe I would have gotten it, the fact that it's a huge river. But wow, that was an illegally transported Japanese car, unless I was incorrect. But that was an illegally transported Japanese car all the way up in Yakutsk, so quite a far away from home there. Next one, and we have a Russian car again, so a few mistakes inside the map, it seems. But the black car got a black base on this side, so definitely Russia. But whereabouts? This one's kind of got like a reddish soil about it. So I'm thinking more this side of the country. Not really sure if that's going to be correct, but just kind of an association I have. I would not be averse to just going somewhere out here. Let's see if I'm correct. And yeah, that's actually pretty close. 4,000 points is a good effort. And we end up with 12,000, so let's do one more. That was a bit of a quicker one because we had the two official coverage rounds. So let's see, we got like 9,000 in the first one, 12,000 in the second one, something like that. So we can definitely beat those. All we need is to not screw up. So this one, land court, we have a Palau flag here. That's very good. So let's find Palau so we don't actually miss it. Should be closer over this way, I think. Palau, there it is, sorry. And now we should be in a fairly, we could actually probably 5k this. So we're on land court. And we have a fairly main road here. Who knows if the compass is correct, but it's like on a tri-meeting of the road. Could be something like that. I dare say we're probably on this main road somewhere along it. Where is the main population? There's a lot down here. So we could be like on Main Street like that with this triangle. It has to be a little triangle though. And the name of the store is, of course, the Land Court. So, considering how my scores have been rather low this game, I do want to try and find this government office. That could be to do with the Land Court, although the triangle is a bit big again. But no, I don't think we're going to be able to. So, it could be all the way up there, but I'm fairly confident that we're going to be somewhere down here where a lot of it's going on. And man, it was the government office, so 2 times I've clicked away from potential 5Ks this episode, but still a good score. Not to worry. There's the Japan friendship bridge that they built. Let's see. So trespassers will be prosecuted. They're speaking a bit of English here, but does it look like the USA? Not necessarily. So a lot of the cars here seem to be parked for left-hand side of the road drive. That is possible. We've got mountains in the back. Unless that's just some roofs. I mean, it's very low quality, but it looks like some mountains to me. So let's break down the cars, okay? So all Japanese here. We got a German car there, but mostly Japanese. Yeah, vast majority are Japanese here. So I'm thinking like trespassers. See, I don't know if in Australian English we'd use the word trespass. I'm just thinking of like, could it be in like Timor or something like that? Or like even like Papua New Guinea? So if we're in Papua New Guinea, if we're in Port Moresby, we would see mountains to the north. So I can actually see that being a real possibility here, especially considering the coverage does kind of suck here. So yeah, I do consider that a big possibility. It could be somewhere out in like Fiji or something like that as well. But it kind of reminds me, a lot of the architecture and stuff, and the fact that it's all Asian cars kind of reminds me of Indonesia. So I don't mind that at all. It could be Caribbean, but the mountains in the back, I do kind of feel like I'm on the money here. So let's see if it is Port Moresby. And we get 1 point. So it was Caribbean, and it was just in Jamaica. So there you go, Kingston. I was right that we were driving left-hand side of the road. Unfortunately, we were just in the sprawling city of Kingston. So pretty cool round, and yeah, just unfortunate that I can't do anything with it. This looks like official coverage, and sure enough it is. We have a white car. Should be Mexico. Mexico is my first thought here. Is that a octagonal pole? Could be. I think we are in Mexico here. It could be. Yeah, I can't actually think of any other country that this could be. We don't have Brazilian poles, so it should just be Mexico. Feels fairly southern. It's very green, so it should be close to the equator. I would guess in Chiapas or something like that. Could be Yucatan. Let's see about that though. And okay, it's actually further north than Mexico City. Didn't really expect that, but a decent score nonetheless. Okay, so here we are. Do we have a blue strip here? Looks like we do have a blue strip, which is not exactly what I was expecting to see. It should be Baltic for that reason. And I think we'll be in Lithuania because these houses look Polish to me. And we have a thin red border on the giveaway sign, which makes sense because you would have a thicker red border in Latvia. So, and you have a thinner one in Estonia. So Estonia is still possible, but I definitely prefer Lithuania based on the architecture. So I would just guess in the outskirts of Kaunas, or however you pronounce that. Kaunas. Here's a guy with his wood stack. That's a nice wood stack. He's preparing for the winter, so it probably gets cold here. But yeah, this house particularly reminds me more of a Polish house. I mean, I suppose we could be in Poland, but the fact that it's a dirt road makes me think Baltic. And yeah, we're pretty close here. This was in Utena. And we manage, whoa, glitches. We manage a good score here. Heading into the final round of the video. Let's see if we can beat our last score. And hopefully we don't have black screen, but we don't. We have some reindeer here. So Europe, I like to look at this in terms of beating our previous score. Is that a bit of Cyrillic? Kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it might be. And this flag here doesn't appear to be all too helpful. But even if it is Cyrillic, I do think we're going to be in Europe rather than Asia. So let's take a look here. So almost reminds me of, yeah, we are speaking. Ooh, it's a really annoying combination of letters there. It's actually hard to tell. B is in Cyrillic, I is in Cyrillic, O, N, M, O, P. They're all in Cyrillic, so it's kind of an unlucky configuration of letters there. Got the D. I think it's actually not Cyrillic. Actually. So maybe this is like Netherlands or something? I'm actually not sure. Belgium? France with this architecture? Could certainly be. Oh. I really hope I haven't gotten this wrong, but yeah, this could even be like Czechia or something. I don't know. It has like real old town vibes to it, and we have to be on the river here. So I'm gonna go for Prague, just because, you know, I know it has like a nice river. It's very touristy. It really could be anywhere here, but Netherlands is another thought I have. And this is Stockholm. So yeah, Stockholm on an island. That makes sense with the waterfront there. I don't know why the language is giving me such a problem there, but we end up beating our previous score. 15,000 is not bad. Now, had I actually gotten Jamaica with the mountains in the backdrop, I'll remember that, the blue mountain peaks. Had I gotten that, we would have been in for a 20k plus there. However, wasn't to be. That's pretty good. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. If you did, always appreciate that. Smash like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. So, catch you later.